you could see the difference just a couple of minutes made. When Sam started her report, she was able to just stand there, no rain at all, and then all of a sudden that huge band just came in and started pelting her. A lot of people are keeping an eye, of course, on Fort Myers Beach, watching for the storm surge that was potentially forecast to hit there. There was some flooding in parts of the area. In fact, we did have to pull some of our crews. Some of the deputies have left the island. I want to give you a live look right now at the Pink Shell Resort. Do we have that on Fort Myers Beach? There it is. And you can see the Gulf in the background. It's a little tough to make out, but you can see the Gulf just really churned up there. And of course, the big concern is, will that storm surge come to fruition that we've been talking about, that our team of meteorologists have been forecasting the potential for? And again, 6 a.m. is kind of the magic number. If we can get to 6 a.m., our team of meteorologists is saying that is when the worst will pass for us here in Southwest Florida. Gage Goulding has been on Fort Myers Beach all day. And Gage, we actually pulled you to the foot of the Matanzas Pass Bridge for your and your photographer's safety. So how are you guys doing out there? What is it like right there?
Yeah, right now, I mean, we're at the foot, as you said, of the Matanzas Pass Bridge, and this is where the water is coming up to right here. If you can kind of see parts of Times Square here, what's left of Times Square after Hurricane Ian, and it is already being flooded right now as we kind of take a look. Margaritaville right off to my right. This is the old beachwear shop off to my left, and this water gets very deep very quickly as we kind of walk in here just a little bit. We're not even at this is like where the split is, right? Where you either decide to go left and south on the island or right and north towards Bowditch. And this is where we're at right now. This is all we got. Josh, if you want to stay here, my photographer, you want to stay here, I got a little bit higher boots on so I can kind of head out this way to just give you an idea of how deep this water is out here. But yeah, I mean, this is not the only part on Fort Myers Beach that's flooded like this. We were down towards the Connecticut Street beach access. We were doing some live reports down there whenever we got the word, hey, it's flooding pretty bad up here. And I want to make sure we're clear. Lee County deputies aren't pulling off the island. They're just getting out of flooded areas like this. There are some dry spots still here on Fort Myers Beach, but areas like this clearly are not that. I mean, the wind's picking up so hard, it's just picking up our splashes from our feet and kind of taking it. Oh, I think that was what is that, a piece of wood? Our producer Keith is probably like, I hope that's a coconut. But yeah, I mean, where we're standing at right now, this is the median, and it kind of gives you a good look at. I mean, look at my feet. Look how this water is rushing in. It's creating a rip on my feet. I mean, this is only maybe 4 to 6 inches deep, but the water's rushing in with such force. That wind, that storm surge just rushing in. I mean, could you imagine driving through this? We drove through this whenever it was a lot lighter, a lot less, I should say. Driving through this right now in a car, I mean, you better have your flip-flops on because your feet are going to get wet. That's how deep this water is, and it takes only 6 inches to move a car. So we're talking about being stranded out here. We're talking about being forced off, maybe into a ditch where the water's then deeper. But this is just tough for Fort Myers Beach. Josh, are you comfortable walking this way a little bit further? I'd like to go walk over to the Times Square businesses here. I mean, these are businesses that have worked very, very hard, to get open again. I know the water's getting a little deep for you, Josh. If you want to turn around, just let me know. And Keith, there's a little ledge here. I know this is live television. There's a little ledge. There's a curb right here. You can't really see it, but producer Keith, if we're taking up too much time, just let me know. So come over here. I mean, this is the Cold Stone Creamery. Look, they got sandbags. We saw them put these sandbags down, but the way they're perched up here, it's dry. It's dry. That's good news for them, right? But you come over here and you just turn around and look, and the entire street here is just absolutely flooded out to the curb. What about looking over this way? If we can come over this way, Josh, you're good. You're untangled there. Down out towards La Ola and Times Square, kind of giving you a little late night or early morning tour, depending on what you're looking at. And yeah, look, you can see this water just rushing in. This is coming from Times Square, so obviously this building kind of acting like a little bit of a divider, water rushing in and then kind of pouring out. This is the La Ola Surfside Grill. They got the shipping container bars out here. Those shipping containers are up a couple of feet, so they should be safe. But if you turn around here and look, out towards Estero Boulevard. I know there's a curb here somewhere. I just don't want to step on it and go down, but you can just see the guardrail as an example. Yeah, I just found the curb. Here's a good example. I'm on street level, so it's about up to the higher part of my shins, and you can just see the way it's just storming up Estero Boulevard. And there's a car right here. Can we show this? There's a car attempting to do this. This is a terrible, terrible idea. This is exactly why we tell you, turn around, don't drown. This is way too deep of water for, I mean, really any vehicle except for a high rescue vehicle to try to attempt. I mean, just not a good idea. Putting yourself in danger if you get stuck here. Could be putting somebody else in danger just to get through. I mean, to what? Another flooded spot here in Fort Myers Beach. Very, very, very bad idea. You don't know if the road's washed out underneath there. You don't know how much storm water is there. You don't know what the storm surge has brought up. Maybe pieces of wood with nails in it, and now you could be potentially stuck out there with flat tires. I'm just saying a little prayer in my head for them that they get to where they're going, that they really need to go safely. I talked to Fort Myers Beach Fire Department. There's a unit kind of sitting here at the base of the bridge. They're still here and responding. So if something is truly an emergency, there are deputies on the island. There are emergency services on the island. They will come to you if it's a super duper important call. They're going to come out to you. Doing that is just not necessary. So please, I cannot stress it enough. You do not know what's in this water. You don't know how deep the water is. You can't even see my toes. You can't even see my feet, and it's only 6 inches deep here. Please just be safe. I cannot stress that enough. If we can spin the camera around one more time, Josh, to kind of give a look at how far we are towards the Matanzas Pass Bridge coming down off of there. It just gives you an idea. Do you know what's crazy? In the minute that a couple minutes we've been talking to you, I want to walk over here. Well, this is remember I showed you that median here? How you could see a little bit of it? Josh, watch your step, because I'm stepping on the median right now. It's actually covered up. So in the couple minutes that we've been...
All right, unfortunately, we lost Gage, but, you know, he's giving you a tour of that Times Square area. I was down there for the past 2 mornings, and that was what they're concerned about. But the bigger concern is that, I was just asking you the question, this isn't the peak of high tide yet. Yeah,
if someone could get word to him, maybe find a higher up place to be there, because there's no need to be jumping over medians and stuff like that. You don't want to trip, and especially if cars are driving around there. It doesn't take much water to float a car.
Right.
So if people are really driving around there at 1:26 in the morning, just maybe have them stand by the cold stone or something. So
this is where that old saying, when your mom's like, nothing good happens after midnight, there's no need to be out.
Yeah.
Like, pay attention to that. Yeah. There's no reason to be out right now.
Please be careful there, Gage. Gage was referencing that the water was coming up there, and you're standing water on Estero Island. There's 2 things happening now. We're approaching the period of high tide that'll start to pop up here on the shores of Lee County when the water is just naturally higher. But we've also been watching all night long the movement of the airflow around the center of the hurricane.